Greatness, it's just something we made up. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift reserved for a chosen few, for prodigies, for superstars, and the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that. Greatness is not some rare DNA strand. It's not some precious thing. Greatness is no more unique to us than breathing. We're all capable of it. All of us.
We are all capable, and that's what we are striving to do is greatness here at Twist. This is episode 1 of Mike on the Mic. Terry Little, what up, man? This is awesome. So we decided just today, as hosts of Twist, the weekend sports talk, that we are going to do our own featured shows on the RTF Sports Network. Matt already did his earlier today. His new show is called Benzie's Bit. My show, obviously, is called Mike on the Mic. And then Green Bay Greg has his own show, and that will be actually live right after mine here tonight. And of course, he's got a big head, so it's a self-titled show, Green Bay Greg. So we're super excited here, at Twist and at rtfsportsnetwork.com to have these 3 new shows kind of under our umbrella. Very excited about that. I even went on live right now on my new Twitter, and that's at RTF Mike on the Mic. You can also find the other 2 hosts at RTF Green Bay Greg and at RTF Benzie's Bit. So we'll be going live from the Twitter. We are live right now on Twist and RTF. A little breakdown of RTF Sports Network. So it's basically internet radio. We were humbled when we were asked to come on board with them. It's been great. And to have 3 new shows, which will start airing, I believe, next week, Thursdays. We're going to kick it off with Mike on the Mic at noon, followed by Benzie's Bit at 12:30. And Green Bay Greg goes last because he's from Green Bay. We'll be on at 1 o'clock. That's all Central Time, Thursdays. And again, you can find Twist. We go on rtfsportsnetwork.com Mondays at 1 o'clock. And then we go live Saturdays as per usual at 11 a.m. Central with the 3 of us. But this is where you get to learn a little bit more of the hosts on our own. So thank you, Terry. Terry's the CFO. That's the financial side of things for RTF Sports. John Daly, RTF, baby, Twist. What's up? Glad you guys are tuning in. So again, Raise the Flag Productions. That's what RTF stands for. So it's live sports all the time, and we're featured on there now Mondays and Thursdays. A ton of great shows. So you got to get on there. You got to check out the content. You got to listen. If you don't like RTF on Facebook, go like them right now. Check out the website, rtfsportsnetwork.com. Right now, they're in the works of getting on XM radio, which would be fantastic. We might have our own RTF Roku channel, which obviously we're a live show at Twist, and we're going to be live shows at the 3 umbrella ones as well. We are all about branding. I come from a marketing background. So originally, the way I operate is I move quick. I came up with this idea. I called Matt. I called Greg. Before I even called them, I had logos made for all 3 shows. I did this. This is our new Twist logo, as well as the RTF logo up in the top right corner of your screen. I did that as well. One of the other shows, On and Off the Field, I hooked them up with a new logo. So yeah, man, I like doing logos. I like doing podcasts. I like talking sports. If you haven't noticed yet, my cartoon is directly above my head, so that's kind of cool. And then I have my two co-hosts here. CB. Oh, that's Doge. That's Doge. So I got the Doges and Mike. Maybe I'll have to change my name. But they just come to keep me company, man. I'm all by myself. I'm used to, obviously having my two hosts on either side of me. So I thought tonight this would make me feel a little bit more comfortable, seeing as though it is the very first episode of Mike on the mic. And if you didn't get that, that's me, Mike, on the mic. Very catchy, if I don't say so myself. So ending with RTF, you got to check them out. We're blowing up. We're excited about all the shows we're surrounded. We're super happy from Twist Nation that we were the show of the month. Make sure and listen to the other shows. Go on rtfsportsnetwork.com. Vote for them. We had over 5,000 votes for us. So that's all to our fans. I can't. Yep, there you go. rtfsportsnetwork.com. We got Dylan, who's the host of On and Off the Field. I think he's talking about me being a talented sumbitch. Are you talking about logos, Dylan, or on the mic? Mike on the mic. Oh, Terry, I got you, man. I got you. What's up, Justin? So as always, this is going to be an interactive show. We can't do it without you guys. So I need you. So we're going to have some fun tonight. Obviously, we're going to start with, sounding good. Good. Episode 1, Mike on the mic. Testing. 1, 2, 3. So I know Ben's came at you earlier. Everybody's talking about The Last Dance. It just ended last night. I will not put your comments up if you comment on episodes 9 and 10 because I will be watching them tonight when I get home. But basically, I've seen what I need to have seen. Some takeaways for it from me, obviously, the nostalgia piece of it. I was just born when Jordan won Rookie of the Year. I'm a young pup. Unlike Green Bay Greg, I think was just graduating, with his bachelor's degree and, stupid. But the nostalgia of kind of the 90s and growing up as a kid. And I do remember Jordan and the Dream Team and especially the shoes. And I'll get to that here in just a little bit, the shoes. But that was a fun piece for me, kind of brought me back to my childhood. It was fun being able to see some of that. The Jerry Krause debate really had me thinking a lot because obviously Michael Jordan had his hand behind this whole series. So nothing got on that he didn't want you to see. And obviously him and Jerry Krause did not get along. But what you could get from Jerry Krause is he was one hell of a GM. At the end, the Last Dance year, he screwed up and, Phil, you can go undefeated and you're out. And that was kind of the end of it. But the pieces he put around the Bulls and Jordan, Jordan wasn't doing anything until they drafted Scottie Pippen. They wouldn't have won those championships as good as Michael Jordan is without Scottie Pippen. So to get him, Horace Grant, all these pieces centered around him is when they started winning. And the biggest part, I thought, is when Horace left to go to the Magic. They go in and they get Dennis Rodman to kind of fill that slot. So from a GM standpoint, he should be Hall of Fame. He was great. He's probably one of the ugliest son of a bitches I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, who we got here? This is Rob from Sports Bliss. Rob and Chris, RTF Sports Network. Terry, I said, yeah, I got you on the logo. We'll reconvene after the show on that. You can just message me privately on Facebook. The Last Dance has been great. Heard about a rumor of Last Dance Kobe's last season, and I think that will be even better. Wayne, I probably agree just because he died so tragically. I hope they do one on LeBron too. The end of the road is what I'm already calling it. They should reach out to me. I'll be an executive producer. We'll be getting to LeBron here shortly down my list. But yeah, The Last Dance was great with no sports absolutely going on besides Korean baseball and a little UFC. Everybody's been tuning in. Whether you think Michael Jordan was the GOAT or not, it's been great to tune in for 2 hours on Sunday and relive, a sports fantasy. So next takeaway was the media, continues to overhype things, to this day. And they did it back then too. I was talking with my dad before the show and he goes, "Do you think Michael quit because of his gambling?" I said, "Absolutely not. The media blew that out of proportion like the media does. Michael Jordan would gamble on who could tie their shoes faster. I mean, that's just who he was, but he also had the money to back it up. I love that about him and his competitive nature. He just wanted to take your money. There was a part in the show that he went to the front of the plane with, a bunch of the broker guys and who were playing dollar hands and said, "I just want to take your money." He had talked to a guy before the Dream Team came out and said he was ready to be done, and the media overhyped it about his gambling. Was he suspended? Is this because his dad died? He was quitting basketball before any of that had happened. So again, the media, great job of blowing something out of nothing. Last takeaway before we get to the who was better, who was the GOAT, LeBron or MJ, is how the Dream Team really put the NBA on the global map. Watching them, go over there, it was insane. That's really when other countries, and that's all because of Michael Jordan. You can say Magic or whoever, it wasn't. Michael Jordan was the Beatles of the NBA. That's one thing LeBron or Kobe or any of these other players can't ever say. When you watch The Last Dance, these people showed up like the Beatles showed up. Like when NWA blew up, I mean, the following around him, I mean, he was godlike at that time. It's all about the branding, like we kind of talked about earlier with Twist and RTF. If you brand yourself right, marketing works, man. That's why it's such a great career for me to be in. So let's break it down a little bit from my point of view. I thought it was funny earlier. He's going to be watching this tomorrow. He's seeping right now. He's got delivered bread very early. He basically said, "I'm going to pick LeBron because I got to see LeBron play." And I think that was a cop-out, Matthew. That was just a cop-out. At least hold strong. So a few things I got here. We had a guest interview. Make sure to check out episode 24 of Twist. Stan Norfleet had some really great takeaways from the MJ LeBron debate. And number one was the leading style of Michael Jordan. When you're badgering these people like that, people aren't going to look up to you. They're not going to want to play with you. And you can call it, "Oh, well, I'm doing it because, win at all costs." It's like you can win without being a prick and hitting people and being, a pariah to your own team. So that to me disgusts me. Point LeBron. Number two, Michael did it with Phil Jackson, who's a Hall of Fame coach, who also did it for Kobe and Shaq. LeBron has never had a Hall of Fame coach, at least not to this point. Point LeBron. I did mention I was going to do this. There's the Jordans for you. LeBron's shoes are trash. They're horrible. Point Jordan. Jordan quit twice. I truly believe the pressure of being an icon like that, he just couldn't handle. I feel like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders and just couldn't do it. So he quit twice. LeBron has never quit. He has a ton of pressure. I mean, he's a media icon as well, doing TV shows and executive producing. He's got a son in Bronny James, who's one of the biggest, players coming up right now. Bryce Maximus is below him, isn't as hyped up because he's a little younger. Also, Scottie Pippen, who's a top 50 all-time player. Whew. Well, there we go with The Last Dance. I got to get on the next segment, right before we talk about Jordan, leaving for baseball. Our next little talker is going to be the greatest multi-sport athletes of all time. So we'll start with Jordan, who obviously left to go play some minor league ball for the White Sox. Again, they said he probably would have went pro if he had 1,000 at bats, but it was Jordan's show they'll say that. Justin, what do you got? Didn't have the Zen Master. 9 straight finals. 6'9", 280, 6'6", 185. Last point on that, they say Magic Johnson is probably the best point guard of all time. Well, I'd say LeBron, who isn't classified a point guard, is better than Magic. He might be the best passer ever in the NBA. So again, multi-sport athletes. Let's just break them down a little bit, and then I'm going to give you my top 5. So we got MJ, all right? Then we're going to go Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow won a Heisman. He was a 2-time national champion. First-round pick from the Broncos, and plays minor league baseball for the Mets. Then we are going to go, let's flip this over here. Donovan McNabb. What? Donovan McNabb, yes, he was a quarterback in the NFL, but he also was a reserve for Syracuse in the national championship game, but they played Kentucky in 1996 and lost. Next, we go to Julius Peppers, North Carolina football and basketball. This dude made the basketball team at North Carolina as a walk-on. He was a reserve his freshman year, and then I think he averaged like 18 and 10 his sophomore year, but then he focused on football, which was obviously a smart move. Julius Peppers, number 4. Number 5, Tony Gonzalez, best receiving tight end of all time. But he also played alongside Jason Kidd at the University of Cal, Berkeley. Tom Glavine, 2-time Cy Young winner, also was drafted by the LA Kings of the NHL in the 4th round. A little nugget in case you didn't know that. John Elway, these next couple, there's some fun ones in here that doing some research, I honestly had no idea. So John Elway, out of high school, was drafted by the Kansas City Royals in the 18th round. Obviously, he went on to play for Stanford, where he played baseball and football. Now, he was the the second pick by the Yankees, 52nd overall, coming out of Stanford. He was the first overall pick by the Baltimore Colts, but he actually leveraged his Yankees pick to leave Baltimore. He wasn't about to go play football for the worst team in the league, so he ended up in Denver. So hell of an athlete there. Dave Winfield. The Padres drafted him as a pitcher with the 4th overall pick. Now, Dave Winfield's in the Hall of Fame as a right fielder, first ballot Hall of Famer, but he was drafted as a pitcher. He was also drafted by the Atlanta Hawks and the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings drafted him in the 17th round, back when they were drafting like baseball. And the fun little nugget here is he didn't even play for the Gophers college football. He was a baseball and a basketball guy. So that's pretty cool there. Let's go next to Jackie Robinson. Jackie was a first ballot Hall of Famer, but at UCLA, he lettered in 4 sports: baseball, football, basketball, and track. He won the 1940 NCAA men's long jump crown. So Jackie was a pimp. Next, we got Bo Jackson, Kansas City Royals center fielder, and the first overall pick by the Raiders in 1987. Now, Bo was 6'1", 220 pounds. He was a running back, and he ran a 4.1240. Whew. Next, we got Bob Hayes, the only man with a Super Bowl ring and an Olympic gold medal. Once held world records in the 60, the 100, the 220-yard, and the 100-meter dashes. Holy shit, Bob. NFL, he had 71 touchdowns and was a 3-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champ. Deion Sanders, career 53 picks, 22 touchdowns in 14 seasons. Also played Major League Baseball, where he stole 20 bases in a season 3 times. Led the National League in triples in 1992 with 14 while hitting .304. You guys ever do that? I don't think so. Jim Brown, NFL, 9 seasons, touchdowns, 126. He had over 12,000 rushing yards with a career average of more than 5 yards a carry. Dude was a freak and an actor. He was a beast actor. He was good. But Syracuse, he was a 4-sport threat. He ran track. He was the leading scorer on the basketball team and an All-American lacrosse player. So Jim Brown. Nothing better than prime time. Okay, Justin. Well, let's see if prime time makes my top 5. If you guys want to argue it on here, you can, but you'll be wrong because I'm Mike and I'm on the mic, okay? So number 1, I got to give it to Jim Thorpe. I didn't talk about him yet because he is my number 1. He was an Olympic gold winning player in the pentathlon, whatever, and the decathlon. He also played in the NFL for 13 years, Major League Baseball for 7 years, and professional basketball for 2 years. So you want to tell me anybody's better at a multi-sport athlete than Jim Thorpe? I'd love to hear it. Number 2 is Bob Hayes. Anybody who's got a gold medal, Olympic bling, and a Super Bowl ring? Yeah. Number 2. Number 3, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson, was not only a beast at football and probably would have been much better if he didn't get hurt, but he was really good at baseball too. Deion Sanders, who's my number 4, was a decent baseball player. Bo was good. Bo was hitting it out of the park. Bo was in center field, chasing down everything with that 4.1240. And number 5, I got to give it to Dave Winfield, somebody who gets drafted in the NFL when you don't even play college football. I'm giving it to you. This list was long, but the list I gave you, the top 4, they were pro sport multiple athletes. Everybody else was very good in college, but it's something to be said when you're a pro sport in 2. So that's the list of the multi-sport athletes. Jim Thorpe is your winner. Now, to end, I just want to break down Twist, the week in sports job. Look at this. This is my mom. Great job, Mike Reeves. Thanks, Kim Reeves. Gotta love that mom. So Twist, we go live Saturdays on Facebook, on Twitter, on RTF Sports Network at 11 a.m. And then again, we go on 1 p.m. at rtfsportsnetwork.com. Our social media, we're everywhere at Twist Sports Talk. On YouTube, we are Twist the Week in Sports Talk. Please subscribe, YouTube. Thank you. You can find us all, Twist Host Mike, Twist Benz, Twist GBG, Twist CBD, CBD Twist, and at Twist Bets when we do all of our fishbowl bets. Our website is twistsportstalk.com. Definitely check that out. YouTube's got everything. It's going to have our new umbrella shows as well. But we're super excited to be a part of the RTF Sports Network. Please continue to follow us. We love all the support for our regular show, Twist the Week in Sports Talk at Twist Sports Talk. We are not going anywhere. We are only getting stronger. Make sure to keep tuning in because Green Bay Greg will be live next. And then again, you can check us out Thursdays. Mike on the mic, Thursdays at noon. Thanks for tuning in.